Oh shit. Luffy's strongest form is basically Bouncing Boy or whatever his name is from, who was it, Justice League or Teen Titans or whatever it was. I think it was Teen Titans. That's his strongest form. But anyway, we watched 10 minutes of the last episode that was from last week. Then, after 10 minutes of watching them, we go see everybody else do everything else. Everybody laid the fuck out. People beat the hell up. We watching dog catchers catching dogs. Motherfucking tennis players and shit. All kinds of stuff is going on. Motherfuckers watching Vine videos. That's what we watched for the last little while. What's his name? Sai. He talks about how some type of strategy to stop Birdcage and heal everybody. And we got one of the Time Todders can heal people. And we going through this shit for a good minute. And in the beginning, we hear Luffy's talking about, oh, I'm getting ready to use Gear 4. Look, it's coming. Here it come. Look, keep your eye on this. And then we get 10 more minutes of bullshit, right? Then halfway through the episode, the episode was halfway over already. It was halfway over. We finally get to Gear 4. And even then it wasn't really Gear 4. It was Luffy, not Lucy, announcing it. He said, look, I'm getting ready to do it. This time I'm serious. I know I was bullshitting the last 3 times, but this time it's real. Look, keep looking. Then he finally does it, blows his damn arm up, goes Gear 4. Doflamingo is laughing his ass off. He says, okay. You made yourself bigger and you got armament Haki. Shit, you already did both of those. Now, the crazy thing about it is this. He already seen Gear 2nd. I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking what's really going on? Just as a little bridge. The reason why Luffy's so fast in Gear 4 is not just his strength and not just his elasticity. I think he's somewhat, because you see like smoke around and whatnot. I think he's somewhat using like another version of Gear 2nd. Remember how he makes his arm, he pumps blood into his heart, so his heart starts pumping more blood? I think this is just a theory, I don't know, that when he blows air into his muscles, he's blowing it into all his muscles. You do know your heart's a muscle. What if the heart is actually in Gear 4 too? And it's like it's got armament Haki and he blew it up, through his arm muscle into all his muscles around his body. Because it didn't just go into just that one arm. It went to the other arm, went to the leg, to the other leg, to his body. So maybe it went in his heart too. Maybe that's another muscle that it pumped up. And that's why he's got another version of Gear 2nd within the Gear 4. But Doflamingo, he's seen Gear 2nd. He's like, okay, I seen fast shit. What the fuck? So I already seen you're fast. He said, okay, and you strong. Okay, seen that shit. But he ain't know he's faster and stronger. Faster than Gear 2nd, stronger than Gear 3rd. That's a motherfucker. And he had other types of abilities that he didn't have before. He's got defense and offense simultaneously. Defense and offense simultaneous at the same damn time. He was on the phone cooking dope at the same damn time. All kinds of shit. He was on Pluto and Mars at the same damn time. This motherfucker is like ahead of his time. He's from the future. He's ahead of his time. So yeah, he finally goes into Gear 4, and Doflamingo's laughing at him. He tells him, hey, I had to use this form because I was fighting against some tough motherfuckers where I was training. I wonder how these forms work. Like, once you get to the next form, does your base form go up? Or I know Luffy's base form is stronger than it was before, but it's not nearly as strong as Doflamingo. But anyway, does he have to, does he have to, like, from then on, like, that's his base form cap? Like, are there caps? Like, once he got to that point where he's fighting Doflamingo, he was getting his ass whooped. He couldn't fight any stronger than that. That was as strong as he could fight in that form. Does that form keep going up? or does it stop right there? Anytime he's got to go past that, he got to go to gear 4th. Is that how it's going to be? That would be kind of lame, unless he can keep evolving and get more and more forms, and then he got to keep leveling up the next form. Like, let's say gear 4th doesn't have as much strain as it did before. Like, now you see how he could do gear 2nd and gear 3rd so easy. What if that's how he could do it with gear 4th, but then he needs a gear 5th? Like the cap, like he hits a cap or something. I don't know. It could work either way, but it wouldn't work if you can't keep upgrading each form and getting another form. But anyway, he tells him, he says, I had to fight all these motherfuckers. People was shitting on me. People was laughing at me. He said, I got roasted in school. People did the whole, what are those things to my sandals? So he had to level up. And he figured out, hey, I could blow air into my bones. Maybe I can blow air into my asshole. I mean, to my muscles. Sound about the same, to my muscles. I wonder what would happen if he blows air into his asshole. Because gear 2nd, he's got gear 2nd where he blows, gear 3rd where he blows air into his bones. Then he got Fusen where he blows air into his lungs. Now he's got where he blows air into his muscles. What's going to happen? Like, how strong would he be if he blows air into his asshole? Will he get like, would it be like gear 6 or something? I'm fucking with y'all. Don't even mind that. But they start fighting. Doflamingo finds out up close and personal, gear 2nd and gear 3rd ain't as strong or as fast as this motherfucker. He moved and was on his ass. Doflamingo couldn't even see what's happening. The part I liked was when he kept bouncing and Doflamingo was laughing. He said, you can't even stand. He said, motherfucker, you can't even stand upright. You can't even stand upright and you're talking about fighting somebody. Then Luffy says, you won't be able to do anything. When he said those words, what was it? Nothing but a G thing was playing in my head because that was thug life to the fullest. You won't be able to do anything. He just was fighting somebody who was kicking his ass. He couldn't even do anything to Doflamingo. Doflamingo took Luffy's strongest attacks in gear 2nd. And in gear 3rd, he was able to dodge all of Luffy's strongest attacks like it was nothing. He got hit with the fucking what was it? The fire whip. What was it? It was the whip nay. No, it wasn't the damn whip nay. What was it? Shit. Oh, the whip hawk. Red hawk whip or whatever it was. And it hit him and he just was laughing like, because he was shooting that string at people. He just blocked it like this. It hit his arm. He took the full brunt of it and just laughed. He was like, He wasn't even really blocking. He was shooting and Luffy hit his arms. And he was like, laughing the whole time. Wasn't even paying attention to Luffy. It was like that video where the dude ran up in the guy's house because he said that that was his old ex-girlfriend, and he kicked the new boyfriend out the house, and the dude jumped up and said, you finna do something? The guy says, what are you talking about? He said, you jumped up like you was finna throw a kick or something. And then the guy said, man, I don't give a fuck about that kick. That's what Doflamingo was just saying to Luffy just a minute ago. Now he can't. Now Luffy says, you won't be able to do anything. That's how much confidence he had in that damn mode. He said you won't even be able to do, you won't be able to dodge, you won't be able to fight, you won't be able to do a goddamn thing. And he said it so serious, and Luffy always playing. He said that's so serious. He just said you won't be able to do anything. You know how serious he sounded when he said that shit? I don't know if I was the only one that got hyped when he said that. I got hyped. I was like, damn, Luffy. That's when you know somebody's not playing. And he really meant it. He sent Doflamingo flying about 20 miles through buildings, through trees. Motherfucker went through a couple cars. They ain't even got cars in one piece, but he went through a few of them. Went through a couple hoverboards, all kinds of shit. Went through a few of them. He got up, and everybody said, there was a few people there. They said, Doflamingo, what are you doing here? He said, I'm wondering that too. How the fuck I get way out here? And Luffy's coming for him, and he can fly. Luffy's up there laughing. He's like, you're not the only one that got sky work. He said, I could work in the sky too. and he's got this like Mega Man type of thing going on. Instead of stretching back to shoot his arm out, which takes too much time, which he got to go too far back. He reversed it. Instead of using like a pulling motion, he does a pushing motion, but he sucks his arm back into like this Mega Man type of thing form or whatever. It looks like the arm of Mega Man, like his blaster, and use like the tension built up in it to repel the shit, just like that. Just like a spring. He makes like another like a Gumma Gumma no spring or something like that, like Spring Johnson from what was it Wayne Brothers. Remember the Spring Johnson from Wayne's Brothers? He was just like that. He had his arms on the spring, and he was shooting that shit out. He was knocking motherfucking Doflamingo around. So Doflamingo started taking it a little bit more serious. And mind you, I don't think Gear 4 will be enough to stop Doflamingo. I'm not talking about right now. I'm saying that if Doflamingo was at his full strength, full throttle, he took the fight serious from the beginning, and he didn't fight all these other people before. He wasn't injured, nothing. I think Doflamingo would be able to win. I'm not saying that I don't think that Doflamingo wouldn't be getting overwhelmed by Gear 4, but he's taking those hard hits pretty well. He's taking them pretty well for his current stasis. Had he been in full form, I think he would be getting overwhelmed, but I think he would be able to weather the storm until he could find a chance to get Luffy. I think Luffy is very fortunate that he had to fight 10 people. He's using bird cage. He's low on energy, and his insides got scrambled. But anyway, he's whooping Doflamingo's ass. He's digging in his ass. Luffy took off the sandals to keep them from breaking when he went to Gear 4. Then he put them back on, and they got armament Haki on them. So anyway, Doflamingo tries to catch Luffy in the sky. Luffy's able to dip, duck, dodge, slip, slide, and hide in the sky, appears behind them like Naruto Storm 4. I thought it was going to be a log was going to take his place or something, and he was just going to use was it shadow substitution or whatever. But really, he just came up behind him, kicked the shit out of him. What's it called? Rhino Stomp or something like that? Rhino Artillery or something like that? What was it? Rhino Horn? Something like that. And sent them flying again. Now, the only thing I didn't like about the fight up until this point, they were still breaking it. It was still breaks where it was like long and drawn out and shit was going on, and it was like breaking up the momentum. They slowed the momentum. The pacing was jacked up. But after that point, from that point to the end, it was off the damn chain. Luffy's able to use his elasticity as a shield. Like, you know how when you punch him, right? He can't feel it because he's rubbing. But if somebody uses Haki, he can feel it. But now that he used Haki with his rubber, it's almost like he's canceling out the Haki. Because Doflamingo seen what was going on. Doflamingo tried to match him. He tried to match him. Then Luffy looks at him. He says, I learned the game from William Wesley. You can never check me. He says, back to back for them niggas that didn't get the message. Anyway, he says that you can never match him. He said, you can never match me. And Doflamingo made his arms. He put armament Haki on his arms and on his legs, the same way Luffy did, right? I don't think Luffy has armament Haki all around his body. Why? Because when he got hit, it went to that spot he got hit in. So I'm thinking it's moving around, but he just got his arms, his back, his legs, his ass, his feet, his hands, and his sandals. He got the Air Sandals 2s on, and those are in armament Haki. But if he gets hit anywhere else, the armament Haki is going to go there in the second, or either maybe I don't know exactly how it works, but I know I couldn't see it until he got hit there. Now anyway, Doflamingo, he armament Haki'd up. They punched. Luffy blew through his armament Haki. Blew through it. Doflamingo's hands was all chipped up like this. His fingers was broken up, looked like major pain, and broke his fingers and stuff like that. And then Doflamingo was getting ready to get hit, with a Gumma Gumma no, what's it? They call it a Carvener or whatever, which is really a cannon. So Gumma Gumma no cannon, and he starts dodging. He starts getting used to how to fight Luffy in Gear 4th. Not saying he can fight him, but he's starting to get used to some of the attacks and how they work and whatnot. So he's starting to be able to get used to the speed a little bit, and he starts dodging a little bit. The thing keeps chasing him. He manages to be able to kick Luffy in the side, and this is what I mean by defense and offense at the same time. Luffy can punch people with that rubbery body, and it'll hurt them. But if they hit him, it almost like it cancels out his Haki. Almost, it really doesn't. It almost like they back in base form, because when he gets hit, he absorbs it. The same way he absorbs a regular punch without Haki is the same way he absorbs a Haki punch or kick when he's in Gear 4th. It's almost like Haki doesn't even matter now. You know how before when somebody had Haki, they hit him and it hurt them? But if they didn't have Haki and they hit him, it really wouldn't hurt them? It's the same thing now. He sort of leveled the playing field. I guess he said, I don't like that. Like when he found out people could hit him with Haki and it still hurt him, it'll bypass his devil fruit power. He said, I don't like that. So that's what happened. Now he figured out a way around it. It ain't no way around it. But he figured out a way around it. And while he's doing it, his arm is still following Doflamingo. He can stretch his arm longer. I can't be 100% sure. Luffy may have awakened his devil fruit power, being that he can stretch longer. Maybe that might be his devil fruit power. He can stretch so damn far. You know, maybe that might be part of his awakening. Maybe awakening might be the next Gear 5th or whatever, but I'm not sure. But after that, Luffy still got Doflamingo. Doflamingo shot this damn fire string at him. Luffy went right through him, right through it, and right through him. And that's where the episode ended. The episode ended on a good note. But like I said, the first half, garbage. It was so damn slow. Trolling my damn self. When the fight first started, wasn't garbage, but it was slow. They were breaking up the action. They broke up the action. But by the end of the episode, it was epic. And I like how they did what they did for Gear 4th. It looked good. You know, I always wanted to see it animated. I think they did it justice in the way it looked. Okay, look at the same damn time. LOL at the same damn yeah. Oh, it said LOL. I thought it said look. LOL at the same damn time. Yeah. Gear 4th transformation looked kind of silly but badass at the same time. Yeah. But that's the way Gear 3rd was. Looked kind of silly. I thought when he did Gear 3rd, he was just going to get just like proportionately bigger. No, he got sloppy bigger. One part of his body be super big, the other part won't, and everything else like that. Okay, when you think about it, some of Luffy's spring punches were reminiscent of Bellamy's punches. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's the same. He's using the same method. Different material. Rhino Schneider. Yeah, that's what it's called. Different material, but same principle. A spring. Bellamy uses springs. Luffy's using springs. Okay, a fresh Doflamingo would put Luffy in the coffin. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think a fresh Doflamingo is as strong as Gear 4th, but I think that a fresh Doflamingo would be able to survive a Gear 4th long enough to where Luffy is worn out and then he could finally get him. That's what I think is going to happen. Like if Doflamingo was fresh. Okay, and with that pointed out, Luffy might not have been able to make it to the point where he could use Gear 4th. The recap and Philip Birdcage was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. That was just stupid. The recap was about, what was it, like? It was like 7 minutes long. And then it was another 4 minutes of them going around showing a whole bunch of dog shit. Like, what's his name? What's my man name? Bartolomeo was talking about, here come, oh no, that was part of, that's when Luffy went Gear 4. But it was still dumb. That's the part I was talking about breaking up the action. He's shaking, soldier. Well, I can't remember his name. Kiros. Hey, look at Luffy. I'm like, come on, let me look at Luffy. Can I look at Luffy? I'm the one watching this. Can I look at him? I want to see him. You know that. Then we had the thing with Baby Five. Oh man, I'm getting ready to get married, and I'm going to go on Maury when I get pregnant because he's going to say he's not the father and all that. Man, I didn't want to see that dumb stuff. Okay, Mean, did you live reaction since I just got one? Did you live reaction since I just got one? I had no clue what you mean. Got on. Oh, since he just got on. No, I didn't do no live reaction. I just did a review. Thanks God. Thank God I don't watch this weekly. He wait for it to build up, then he just go blow past it. That way you won't have to, when it gets slow, you can skip past a couple scenes and whatnot. Yeah, he's right. With the pacing, it's kind of jacked up. It might be better to watch it, like to marathon it here and there. Luffy body Doflamingo. Yup. Did you notice the gum fruit when he was transformed? Yeah. Remember what I just said before? I did see it turned purple. Like when they showed him, it turned purple. His body turned purple when you see the swirls, right? Was that Luffy awakening? And which is the reason why he could stretch so far, further than he ever stretched before? Or was that just Haki? And is it just armament Haki, or is it also conqueror's Haki being used at the same time? Or did they show the devil fruit to say that he's pushing his devil fruit to the limit and he's getting ready to awaken it? I hope they say that he's getting ready to awaken it and that the awakening is going to be even stronger. That way we got somewhere to go. Because remember, Crocodile was telling Luffy about that a long time ago. He said, you got to push it to the damn limit. He said, I got full control of my devil fruit. He said, I do anything I want with mine. And a lot of people have been getting good with their devil fruit powers. And Luffy was one of the ones who said he had one of the weakest devil fruit powers, but's been able to master it to the point where now he can compete with a lot of people that he wouldn't been able to in the past. So I like that. But so I'm hoping it's not devil. I hope that when they showed the devil fruit, the gum fruit on him, I'm hoping that wasn't it awakening. Or maybe if he was awakening, maybe that was just the first step. And maybe he didn't finish awakening, and then maybe later on down the line, he'll realize, oh shit, I already started awakening. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the full process, and that'll be gear 6 or gear 5 or whatever have you. Or that might be base Luffy, and base Luffy can use awakening within any form. And once he do that, he gets even stronger. So his base form stronger, gear 2nd stronger, gear 3rd stronger, gear 4th is stronger. Who knows? But I want something like that. Something along those lines. Mean is looking good for you. I hope it's looking good for you. What you mean? I hope this your year. But unfortunately, it's only room for one nigga. You gotta sacrifice Cole. No, I ain't gotta sacrifice Cole. Cole good, man. Cole is cool by me, man. We in this together. Nobody gets left behind. The way he said gear 4th was funny as who? Me? Okay, you've said you've been here for a while. Why aren't you at 10,000 or 20,000? You're good. What happened is a couple of times I took breaks. Some reason shit just wasn't moving fast enough. I lost internet a few times. It's just been a struggle. But one of the bigger reasons why I'm not there yet is because when I first started, I made a few mistakes, had to start a channel over, started another channel, got a copyright strike, had to start over, then started this channel. So by the time I got to this channel, things was already going up in smoke for me. I didn't have no money, need to find a job. I took 3 months off to find a job. A lot of things just been happening. School, work, being poor, no heat. I'm doing reviews in the cold or the winter with no heat. A lot of stuff was just happening. Okay, did you like the sound of rubber or metal clanking together, or did Toei mess up the sound for you? Sounded, you know what? When he was bouncing, it did sound kind of weird, but I never heard a Gear 4 bounce. I never heard rubber bounce in the Gear 4 mode, so maybe that's just how it sounded in Gear 4. Who knows? That's maybe the sound, like the metal sound is the sound of the springing sound is the sound of the rubber, and the metal sound is the sound of the Haki. So I went with it. When I first heard it, I was like, it kind of threw me off a little bit, but I went with it. I think it's just something you got to go with, because it's not like you would know what it would sound like to be, for rubber to be in Gear 4 and to have armament Haki and to be bouncing around on rocks or whatever. So I mean, it would be no way for you to tell. Okay, yeah, the bouncing sound was Beast in original. Yeah, it was original. It sounded weird. That's why it threw me off at first. When I heard it, I was like, whoa, that's how it sounds. But I went with it. After that, I was just fine with it. I can understand some people getting thrown off because it just sounded weird. Not weird, it sounded unusual. Okay, yo, the animators or Oda go to manga stream, since G4 anime is fan art ripoff of chapter 785, since a fan put red Haki on it. What do you mean? The animators or Oda go to manga stream since G4. Who the hell is G4? And G4 anime is a fan art ripoff of the chapter 785, since the fan put red Haki on it. I have no clue what he mean. Gear 4th. Since Gear 4th anime fan art ripoff of chapter 7, since a fan put red Haki on. I have no clue what he's talking about. Did the artist see red on Gear 4th and wonder how the guy knew it was red and went to manga stream? Okay, maybe if you was light skinned, man, but can't be too dark skinned brothers at the top. He's right, actually. If you're light skinned, you're gonna have it easier on YouTube. I don't give a damn what everybody say about it. That's what the facts are. It's a fact. Not saying if you dark skinned you can't make it. It's just a lot harder for you to make it. The darker you are, the harder it is for you to make it. Trust me. It's a fact. It is what it is. It's something I gotta deal with. Okay, you are going to get your shine in the community someday. Don't give up. Shit, I can't give up. No, I meant in the manga, it made you think the sound of G4 was just rubber snapping, but it's metal. Oh, okay. When Mean make it to the top, he gonna write an autobiography, The Struggle of Uncle Mean. Maybe so. Yes, he did before the anime. The fan art was like in the anime. Oh, you're saying that Oda seen the fan art and then made that what the Gear 4th look like. Okay, maybe, who knows? I don't know. I mean, I know Oda does use a lot of gets inspiration from a lot of different places to make people and whatnot. Like, what's his name? Shit, what am I talking about? Edward Newgate and I'm gonna say Whitebeard. That is Whitebeard. And Marshall D. Teach, who is Blackbeard. They both modeled after Blackbeard, the actual real pirate Blackbeard. It's a lot of mythology going on in One Piece. A lot of stuff he gets inspiration from. Matter of fact, what's the dude that's in shit? Oh, the three admirals. They're modeled after three Japanese actors. So I wouldn't see why he wouldn't use that. Why he would be so not? Why would he be opposed to using somebody else's idea? Did he have that? Did he have his slippers clad in Haki? Yeah. You ain't see his flip. His flipper was black. That was the alternate colorway of the Air Slipper 4, the Air Sandal 4, whatever they was. Okay, second, you think there would be a Gear 5th? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, because we're not even halfway through with the New World. We're not even close to halfway through with the New World yet. We ain't make it halfway, so if he's gonna get stronger, he might need another gear. I'm wondering if the other Straw Hats gonna have, because the only Straw Hats that has transformation now is Luffy, Sanji, Frankie, well, Chopper, and kind of Frankie, and kind of Robin. Robin really don't transform. She just grow hands on herself and stuff like that. Frankie kinda. He's using the damn what was it? A Megazord or whatever. So I don't know if that's really considered a transformation. Who else is kind of? That's it. It's really. Oh wait, Brooke kinda. He doesn't really transform. He just leaves his body. So really, the main people that really kind of gives a real transformation is Luffy, Chopper. Chopper really transforms, and Sanji. Sanji's the least transformed one out of all of them. But I would say it's a transformation. That's just filler. They weren't in the manga. I checked. Okay, it was black as shit. What are you talking about? Okay, second of One Piece will be a fusion of the previous first one half arc. I have no clue what he's talking about. Okay, do you think that One Piece ends when One Piece ends, Oda will just leave it or so? You think he will pull Kishimoto and milk it for another part? It depends. It depends on how good it was, how well it ended. Would it still be anything they could do with it? Like Dragon Ball. It was still stuff they could do with it. Dragon Ball Super, I like that. I think they made a good choice by doing Dragon Ball Super. We left off with the Buu saga, right? Goku had just said that he hopes that Buu comes back. That's one thing. And it took Goku could not beat Buu full strong. So Goku wasn't the strongest person. We got a decent movie with was it Battle of the Gods? That was a pretty good movie. Then we got Fukatsu no F. So I think Dragon Ball Super was called for. If it's something like that, yeah, you could bring One Piece back. For instance, Usopp's dream is to travel as a pirate. So when Luffy's, damn, I've been streaming for a half hour. Damn, we can end this. Usopp's dream is to be a pirate. So you can carry on with Usopp. I don't know exactly what would happen. They wouldn't. I don't know what would be going on with the world government and stuff like that. But we could. It's some way you can carry on because Usopp's going to keep doing his pirate thing. Okay, Nami doesn't have any transformation either. Nope. It's a fusion of the previous arcs, part 1. Oh, I get what he's saying. What happened to Oob in Dragon Ball Super? Right. Oob could still be out there and just didn't show up yet. There's only one race left on the slave list. Yeah, the Snake Necks. But that could be Gecko Moria. He's got a long neck, so he could be the Snake Necks. Also, we did see like all the races in One Piece, we've at least seen all of them ahead of time, except for the Minkmen. I mean, not the Minkmen, the dwarves. We didn't see. We heard about the dwarves, but we didn't see none of that until we got to Dressrosa. We never seen a dwarf, not that I know of. We never seen a dwarf, but we seen every other person, fishermen way back in Arlong Park. We seen giants way back in what was it? Little Garden. We've been seeing humans. Long arms. Where we seen them from? The long arms. Oh, back in Shibondi with Apu, seeing him. And then we seen Peckhams and who else? I think it might have been another one of the Minkmen. We seen them before we knew that they were Minkmen. Beppo, seen them before we knew they were Minkmen. So if Gecko Moria is a snake neck, which is possible, then we've already seen them. So most of the time we've already seen them. So it wouldn't be unlikely. Okay, without the long neck, but a long tongue inside his neck. No, wait, hold on. The problem I have with One Piece is it has too many side characters that's part of the main story. No, the guy with the long tongue, I think he has snake neck. What guy with the long tongue? Without the long neck, but a long tongue inside his mouth. Because they could be not what we think they look like. That's true. Gecko Moria was a cool character back in the day. He had a round body and he had short legs, so he seemed to be a different species to me. That don't to me. I don't. It's hard for me to think that he's a human. So if that's the case, if he is a human, it's gonna be crazy. But hey, it'd be weird. But if not, I would think he's a snake neck. You think there would be another time skip? Yeah, I think it'd be another time skip. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that. I'm gonna give this episode. Gear 4 was epic. The end was epic. A 4. The first half was terrible, and they dragged it at the first part of the fight. I'm gonna give it a 4. Okay. Anyway, peace.